Hello, young male Muslim. Let's have a coffee together, man to man. You guys, on YouTube anyway, are always saying that miracles occur not just on a daily basis, but on virtually a second by second basis. According to you, ignorant young Muslim, everything is a miracle. A lion coughing up a hairball is a miracle. A strangely shaped branch on a tree is a miracle. The novelty cloud, the crow mimicking the sound it hears every day, these are all miracles to you. Hell, let's face it, the sun coming up is a miracle to you. Or so you say. I know you're lying when you say that, but you'll say it anyway. Oh, and incidentally, when you leave a comment, put your age and your sex. I'd like to know. I'm guessing that you're all between 12 and late 20s and male. Because you're still ruled by your hormones and the aggression that they inspire. The older ones aren't, and their tone is completely different. You would have thought if miracles occur on a minute-by-minute basis, or let's say a daily basis, then the person who's seen the most days is going to be most convinced of the truth of Islam. And that's going to be the older Muslims. Now, why aren't they strapping on the bombs? They've lived longer than you. They're not as useful in the battlefield as you. They're more likely to get through the checkpoint than you. They must have a statistically higher chance of reaching their target than you. But you're the ones asked to strap on the bombs. I find it interesting. It makes no sense. If I was associated with a cause that was against a vastly superior military force, and it was a just cause, then I should be strapping on the bomb before a man half my age. It makes no sense for it to be you. Unless it's a lie. All of it. Everything. Islam, Allah, miracles. The only way that it makes sense for you to strap on the bomb is if it's bullshit. The only difference between an older person and a younger person is not intelligence, it's experience. These older people who've seen these miracles every single day for 50, 60 years, surely they're going to be even more convinced than you. But not only are they not at the head of the queue, they're not even in the queue to strap on the bombs. It is hideous to me that the Imam who has preached the Quran all his life tells you that it is Allah's will, for the glory of Allah, that you do this. But he doesn't do it himself. He doesn't seem to want to glorify Allah. He doesn't seem to want to meet Allah. He doesn't seem to want to get to paradise tomorrow, to drink from that river of wine that the Quran says runs through paradise. After a lifetime of forsaking the pleasures of wine, he doesn't seem eager to get to that river. And who does crush all those grapes to make that river run? I'm afraid the only way it makes sense for you to strap on the bomb is that you don't know better. I'm sure that some of the people who strap on the bomb are just doing it for a political end, like a soldier. I think it's a bit of a myth that they're doing it on a religious pretext. The religion is merely a tiny hope, a little consolation as they push the button. When they say Allahu Akbar, they're just hoping. and then they're gone. As annoying as you little tykes can be with your comments and your attempt to convince me of your certainty, which fails every time, because if you had certainty you would simply pity me. You wouldn't be angry at me. More annoying than you is those grey-haired shits who tell you that you're going to be rewarded by something that doesn't exist if you destroy yourself. You're a cruise missile with sneakers on to them. That's it. That's all you are. This is another thing, probably the greatest shame of Islam, that it will sacrifice its young men like this. For what? A strategic end? Blowing up a restaurant? Blowing up a bus? Ooh, military tactics of the highest order. That's where the terror in terrorism comes from. The weapon is the terror. But it's self-defeating. Because as you know, the West and its democracy is... People over here just want an easy life and an easy time. But they do want to survive. And if your terrorism spreads the terror to a sufficient degree, the Western voters will elect something rather like a German gentleman with a little moustache just there and a natty way with words. So if your terrorism really spreads far enough and deep enough, it will make George W. Bush almost look like an imam by comparison. It's stupidity, fellas. So the next time you hear an older guy telling you that blowing yourself up is glorifying God and pleasing God, ask that old guy why he doesn't want to please God. Should make for an interesting conversation.